think we are going to get professional mode. I think we're going to start the show. I wanted to show you guys what Anarchy worked on here. Let's get ready for some Inside Star Citizen review. Let's do it. Yeah, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Inside Star Citizen review. We're going to do a professional mode. Here's the fam. They're here. They're live. This is what you see behind the scenes. I just want you guys to know, give you guys a little production value, everything that goes on behind the scenes, so you guys know that this is a live show. Look at this here. Look at this. Look at the fam here. Look at all these things I got to see when I watch it with you guys. Now, I'm just going to take this screen off, and I'm going to show you some actual Star Citizen. They came back. I hope there's some vitality. I hope there's something. I hope there is, like, a vitality and a vigor to this episode where it just, like, hits me in the face. Like, I'm tired of coming back to these breaks, and it needs to grab me. You understand? It needs to grab me. I need to know that they rested up. I need to know that the work's been put in. And this episode looks really like going to be a good one for me because, man, it's starting off with mining and mining lasers. Some people say, mining's boring. I have to disagree. You know, I mean, I get it. Some people not into the mining, people not into the industry, but some about it's really, I don't know, it's therapeutic. I like it. And it's a little bit more involved in Star Citizen than any other game. Yeah, mining an Eve can be boring. Right. If you're mining an Eve and you're putting it with trade and you're figuring out how to, like, you know, get into the mineral biz and do it that way, and then you upgrade to the trading from the mining, then mining's okay. Get yourself an Orca. Do it that way. You know? But I have to agree, for the most part, unless you're with the group, mining can be boring in Eve. You're right, Soviet. But mining in SC is fun. There's a lot more to it. And I like that they put that kind of gameplay in there with mining. I really do. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate the fact that they put in the amount of time to really think through the gameplay involved with mining, because it is more than just like click and that's it. You know, got a mining tutorial on the channel. Check that out. Without further ado, let's watch this episode, guys. Let's see. Oh, sweet child of mine. Wow, sweet child of mine. Sorry, little Guns N' Roses. Whoa.
It's not like we didn't know you guys needed this information.
We wanted to show off a lot of this, like, right from the get-go.
We just never had the resources to change that Flash UI. We basically had our hands tied.
It does.
We were happy with it at the beginning. The problem is that
everything that was iterated on throughout the course of the mining systems being developed was not always being conveyed back in time to the original setups that we had. So we knew, for example, that we were adding volatile cargo and consumables, and yet what that actually ended up resulting in was that a lot of the backers were sort of
Boba.
theory crafting a lot of this stuff to try and figure out what exactly it was they were dealing with. Players couldn't even see what was directly in their cargo holds, which we felt was something that we could also amend.
we change it now to building blocks, which is so much easier. First of all,
Building blocks is going to improve the entire industry game. Building blocks is going to be such a game changer, and that with the combination of the Mo Trader right now, the Mo Trader app, where you can directly take funds and push it towards another person's account. Love it. Game changer.
a lot cleaner and a lot easier to read. It's going to react a lot better with like higher brightness conditions, and every other designer can learn to use it and just go ahead and make tweaks and changes to it. So in 3.12, we're gonna get this new
Right.
streamlined UI.
The flight UI, for example, we felt that we could provide at least some of the flight UI information, such as your throttle speed and your current velocity, which means that there'll be no nasty surprises like I'm in decoupled mode and I don't realize it, and I'm drifting and I don't know why. Anything else that was catching players out.
I've done that a few
accidentally
times.
Flying into the ground when trying to manage deposits. So we felt that was kind of helpful to have
Besides this one,
Angel.
we added now the functionality where you can see which consumables you have equipped on your ship. At the quick
Good.
glance, you see icons for them. You see which ones are active at this moment, how long they have before they expire, how long they will take, what's the cooldown.
I love it. I'm loving everything I'm hearing right now. I don't know if you guys saw it on Reddit where like miners literally took their mining lasers and shot down, I think it was a buck. It was hilarious. They took their mining lasers and ripped apart a buck. It was like the funniest thing I ever see in my life. Check out Reddit. Maybe it'll still be up there. But man, just the power of the mining lasers. I love the reality of it, you know? And the funny thing is like they were in a mole. So like they crossed the stream. So it was total Ghostbusters October vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Down. So you get to see all this information. You don't just have to imagine how it works and hope that it does like you imagine it.
Never cross the street, right?
In addition to that, we also felt that the readability of what you were actually mining was not 100% where it was.
Explodo!
We had the cargo hold element in there, which originally was just an SCU readout and the progress bar of 0 to 100%. And what we ended up feeling would be beneficial to the player is to be able to see what's actually in your cargo hold. So we have now a new component in the UI that not only shows you what is in there, but actually updates in real time.
Again, very similar to this, we added the functionality of viewing whether something is volatile in there and whether there's a danger.
Yes.
And this is one of the things that we weren't
I
really
love what I'm
showing off
seeing.
properly in the UI, and we now are. So Volatile Cargo in your
look at that,
cargo
look at that,
hold
look at that,
component will
look
be
at that.
highlighted in red, so that you really see that you've got that in your cargo hold at any point. Beneath that,
Okay, that needs to translate over into the MFD as well. Like that information right there, even though it's up in the HUD, like I would love if that translated down into the MFD and you had like a stats page very similar to like Elite Dangerous. I would love if that had like that duality feature of like having the HU, having the HUD and having MFD, have that. I'm just glad they added statistics. Don't get me wrong. Like this is a major upgrade to mining. This is very, very welcome to many miners out there. But I also would like that cross. I would also like it to translate down to MFD, especially you're talking about like a mole. You have like an engineer spot. You have somebody who's working the panel, right? You know, I definitely think that should cross down to the MFD.
that is a Volatile Cargo display, which will show you the exact
we need it for
percentage of
trading.
health.
Dutch is
from
right. We
0
need
to
it for
100%.
trading as well, and it will
As
come.
well as
And
the
it will come.
ETA.
Like everything I'm seeing right here is super exciting. Like this is the detail that we love as industrial gamers. Like I'm telling you, I know all across the Star Citizen verse right now, you got a lot of industrial players. They're very happy about seeing these details. It needs to be even more, but this is what we're going to see with building blocks, and we're going to see it translate over into trading screens. We're going to see it translate over into a lot of the industrial compartments in the gameplay and regarding the industry. And I'm really, really happy about that. Like building blocks is a huge game changer. I said it very early on. People disagreed with me. People were like, oh, I don't know how building blocks is going to be that important. I'm seeing the upgrades from building blocks almost every other little tidbit of information regarding industrial gameplay when I'm researching it. You know, when I'm looking behind the scenes trying to find new gameplay in terms of industry, I'm seeing building blocks being like the pillar, like the core pillar behind a lot of the changes that we're seeing in the design with industrial gameplay. It's so good. It is so good.
On the time it will collapse, and the timer will count down again in real time and will update whenever you take a bump as well. And then finally, another thing that we added to this was there's actually a jettison message as well, which we're now properly conveying that your cargo has been jettisoned when the jettison cargo button has been pressed. We hope this will sort of alleviate a lot of the confusion that the backers were experiencing.
They don't have to go through a hustle. It should not be a struggle for them to understand what's happening in the mining process.
Right. It needs to be fluid.
And we're hoping that it will mean that players have a better time with the mining system in general, that they will get more out of it, make more money out of it, and just generally have more fun with it.
There's a lot of exciting UI work coming this quarter, beginning with the revamped
way-
mining and cargo interface.
By the way, I'm extending out like some. Oh, thank you, Killian. Yeah, putting that cash down. Quality. Thank you, dude. I'm extending out the. Thank you. Quality. I love that robotic quality. I wanted to just take a moment and tell Jared that we're with him, man. I know he's going through a hard time. I saw a tweet couple days back, and he's dealing with some pretty serious issues with some family members and some friends. I think he said 2 or 3 people he knows very close to him dealing with cancer. And so, like, you know, I just wanted to take some time out and just say, hey, Jared, you know, we're here for you. You let us know what you need, bro. Like, it's no fun. I've been through it personally, and you know, it's not easy, dude. Thank you so much, Hammer. Woo! Getting excited. Getting excited. That's for you. It looks like Jared got a haircut too. So I'm happy to see kind of like a haircut Jared as well, just as a side note.
Faces we just showed you, the refinery deck interface is coming online towards the end of the quarter, and an overhaul to the long-awaited manufacturer-based ship HUD will start.
You guys are awesome. This community is freaking amazing. Thank you so much, Killian, Boba, Hammer.
He'll be the only one.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Showing you next week. But before we get to that, let's go ahead and check in on some of the smaller updates from teams around the world in this week's Sprint Report. Always looking for ways to optimize and improve performance, the lighting team is going back and taking a look at some of the Verse's older ships in an effort to reduce the resource cost of lighting within their cockpits, and doing so all while maintaining or even improving the overall visual look. They do this by applying...
You know, normally I don't want to hear about lighting. You know, I feel I work in the lighting industry too. So like I got lighting coming out the wazoo. So normally when they do this segment on lighting, I'm like, here we go on lighting again with Star Citizen. But if it's going to reduce the amount of resources it's going to take and be friendly to everything else around it in terms of like load time and performance, and they can get a better look from the lighting. Okay, cool. All right. I'm down for hearing about that.
Many of the lessons the team has learned throughout Star Citizen's continuing development. And once they're more performative and their looks are brought up to current standards, the team will then begin additional work on integrating the lights from individual button presses in the upcoming fully physicalized dashboards, as well as updating the transition effects between different power states, like from the auxiliary to the fully empowered. Overall, it can be very easy to get carried away when lighting an asset or location and unnecessarily blow past your resource budget, which is why the team is also going back to one of the most immoderate resource hogs among all ships in the Origin 600i. Now, it didn't take long after applying recent techniques for artists to reduce the 600i's lighting resource footprint.
600i needs some love.
10,
throw it some love. 600i needs love.
Runtime probes throughout the ship, meaning all those open areas will now be properly affected by and reflective of the universe around them.
All right.
The weapons concept team have finished a sprint on developing new non-lethal ordnance for Star Citizen and Squadron 42, including this taser-like stun gun from Creature Armaments, where you can see how the side panels would expand out before discharging its electron payload. As well as the upcoming Pure Life med gun.
Med gun. Dude. We were talking about this in Discord the other day. I actually posted this a couple days ago. We got the info here a little bit early, gave it out to the VIP members to let them see what was going to be coming down the pipe. This will not operate the current the way that the current stims do. I don't believe. I believe there's a slightly different gameplay attached to this, but we'll wait.
Personal beam weapon that utilizes a cartridge of healing serum to treat both NPC and players alike.
Wow, NPC and players alike, and it's a cartridge and it shoots out. Oh, ho, ho. It's a dart. It's a dart injector. Yeah, I need healed from 50 yards away. Can you throw me one of those heals over there? Okay. No, I know. I'm saying it's like one. Yeah, I know. It's a laser heal beam. Oh, it feels so good. It's a tingling sensation on me balls.
Up on the new Volatile Cargo UI features we discussed earlier in the show, the props team have been working on 3 new styles of valuable yet quite dangerous cargo items for future gameplay, including damage-sensitive items you should probably carry very carefully. time-sensitive items, meaning you have to get them where they're going as quickly as possible. And then a new quantum-sensitive cargo item that means you're probably going to want to keep a low profile and maybe, take the long way around. Meanwhile, the VFX team have been working on updated chaff effects.
Love the new chaff effects. Love the new noises and chaff effects.
All a part of the in-progress revamp to missiles we'll talk about later in the quarter. Now, this work-in-progress visual exploration will continue to evolve as we test more sparkly elements and continue to dial in the approach we want to take while simultaneously working to separate its look visually from the also in development flat cannon weapons for capital ships and space stations. Of course, it's been a while since we've checked in on the team's work in fire propagation, and, well, they might be having a little too much fun at the moment. What you're seeing here is what's called a visual target test.
Hey, it looks like California.
From the code work that we've shown in the past.
Sorry, bad joke, bad joke.
The purpose here is to see what's possible visually with the current shader and graphics tech that's already in place. This looks pretty good, but more importantly, it's allowed the team to identify areas
I know,
of much
Bubba. I'm sorry.
improvement that's still needed.
I feel like it's fine because I was born out in Cali. Does it make it better? Does it make it better? I was born in LA, Cedar-Sinai Hospital. It was a little crazy when I was born.
Like the
Not on
glow
fire,
and
though.
emissives from heated surfaces, the quality and density of soot in the air, a more varied mix
It's looking
of
pretty
flame
good.
types based on the surface the fire is emitting from, and more. In locations news, artists that recently finished their work on cargo decks have begun to move over to 3.12's upcoming Refinery Deck add-ons for
All
space
right,
stations.
good.
As they further
Suggestion. Just a friendly suggestion to Sig. Put some type of gameplay with the refineries. Something. Just a little something. Just a little something. Going off the experience of the cargo decks. Just a touch, Sig, just a touch.
explore the visual style here, it was decided to introduce more soft body elements where appropriate, seen here in early roughs on some of the pipe systems and insulation materials. You can expect us to follow along with the continuing progress of Refinery Decks throughout the remainder of this quarter. Artists have also taken a pass at some of the existing derelicts in-game, like this Starfarer crash, to update the look more in line with what we might expect from a long-damaged and abandoned vehicle. A smaller test.
All right, the artists got to do something. We got to pay those artists.
Sometimes occur at the end of sprints, or when other scheduled work is temporarily blocked by technical or resource issues. Overall, it's a great way to keep artists engaged while simultaneously working down the.
Right. Our artists are continually like, what the fuck we gonna work on? So we told them, hey, how about the Starfarer? Now leave us alone so that we can get busy on server issues.
Smaller tech debt issues that can often build up in a team's backlog. Finally, in Ship to Station docking news, with the concept stage you now approved, designers have begun the process of whiteboxing the actual locations where these arms and collars and docking hubs will go on the existing space stations. Now, the easiest thing to do would probably be
This is so fun. This is so fun to watch the evolution of the stations. Isn't this so cool to watch the evolutions of the stations? You remember we didn't even have stations? I mean, like, this is so cool to watch the evolution of these things, man. This is what's cool. I think this is what people don't get about Star Citizen. Like, when you're involved with the project directly and you start seeing the changes that are happening inside the game when you're playing it, you know, this is really the fun part, to see like the evolution happen around you. Like, this is so cool that these arms, these docking areas are going to be put on these stations. I cannot wait.
Out at the farthest reaches of the stations. But there was a feeling here that would make the stations feel too disconnected and spread out. And we were very keen to create as many dynamic views as possible for those within the stations of the massive ships.
Yeah, outside. I love the windows too, Dutch. I do too, dude.
Minimizing the amount of downtime foot travel that players would have to make if we just set the hangars at those farthest reaches. What you're seeing here is by no means their final placements, but explorations of potential options that must now be weighed by the various teams for their relative benefits and detriments. One thing for certain,
Hammer, watch out where you put that docking arm.
Way to the Star Citizen Precision Universe, and it looks like the wait is gonna be worth it.
Wow.
So what did we learn about this week? Well, we learned that building blocks continues to make addressing the feedback and considerations of players easier and more effective for designers and programmers alike.
And that is really good for the project. Building blocks is good in so many different ways. Very underrated feature, very underrated, and I'm telling you what, it is core. It's doing its job in multiple different facets of this game. It really is.
It's never too late to go back and optimize or improve on the things that have come before, and that the VFX team isn't going to be happy until the entire universe is on fire. This is fine. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. We'll see you next week.
All right. Okay, not bad. I mean, it's better than the previous attempts when they come back from break. I will give them that. I will say that it is much better than the previous attempts from when they come back on break. For sure. What did you guys think of it?